Hello, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing great. Today we are going to discuss this tense or this topic and the past perfect continuous tense, or also called the past perfect progressive tense. Talking about this topic or this tense, this is one of the aspects of the past tense. We have been discussing about different aspects or all the aspects of the past tense, and this one is the fourth aspect. This one is the last aspect, we can say, among four aspects. This one is the last or the fourth aspect of the past tense. And talking about this aspect or this topic, the past perfect continuous tense, or we can say the past perfect progressive tense. And basically this tense is used in the past whenever something starts earlier or still continues. In the past, something started earlier at a certain time, at a certain point of time, and which continues in the past at a certain point of time. At that time we can use this tense. And then talking about its stock, so we can use had been. It's had been plus verb for, or subjects plus had been plus, we can say, then verb plus blah blah blah, other words might there. And while forming positive sentences, we can use had been plus verb for. However, while forming negative sentences, we can use had plus either not not or nt. These two words we can use after had while forming negative sentences. You can see here had been, we use two helping verbs. While forming the past perfect continuous tense, we use two helping verbs, had been, and then the main verb is the verb for. And while forming the past perfect continuous tense, or while forming past perfect continuous sentences, we use two helping verbs. They are had been. And while changing into negative, while changing past perfect continuous sentences into past perfect continuous negative sentences, we use either not or nt after the first helping verb. After the first helping verb, you can see two helping verbs we use. And while changing into negative, we use not or nt, either not or nt after the first helping verb, that is after had. And let's go through the definition I have written here. While defining that there might be multiple ways. Simply speaking, the tense, the past perfect continuous tense or the past perfect progressive tense, is used when an action or event continues or is continued. Something continues or something is continued, which starts earlier and still continues when in the past. Something started earlier and something is still going on, but when in the past, at that time we can use this tense. Basically the main theme of this tense is to show a duration in the past. Something started earlier or is still going on in the past. It means to show a duration when in the past. See, something starts at a particular time. Something starts and ends. Something ends at a particular time. Something started at a particular time. Something started at a particular time in the past, and something ended at a particular time. It means to show a duration in the past. This is how we can use the past perfect continuous tense. I mean to say, this is how we can define the past perfect progressive tense. So let's talk about its structure. Let's delve into its structure. Talking about its structure, basically we use this one, had been plus verb form. Had been, we use two helping verbs, had been plus verb form. There might be subjects plus had been plus verb form plus objects, and then other words. I mean to say blah blah. Other words might be there to complete a sentence or to make a sentence meaningful. And then these two helping verbs we use. And then while changing into negative, we use or we add, see, not or anti. We add or not or an anti. I'm going to say these two words after had. After had. Then plus been plus verb form. We just add not not or anti after had. After this had, you can see. And let's understand through sentences how to form sentences. How can we form positive sentences? Let's understand through sentences. Positive sentences. He had been playing football. He had been playing football in the past, not in the present. In the past, someone had been playing football. See, you can see a duration. Something in the past. Something in the past. He had been playing football, and then they had been studying. They had been studying in the past. They started earlier. We don't know when. And in the past, they started earlier and maybe ended at a certain point. Ended up at a certain point, and maybe it continued in the past. It started earlier and it continued in the past. And while changing these positive sentences into negative, you can see I just said to you people, either we can use and not or anti. See, he had not been playing football and not, or they hadn't been studying. We can just add anti after had together, and not separate, and not together with helping verbs. Everywhere always we use anti with helping verbs together. And then with all subjects we use had been with all subjects. You can see they had been, he had been. With all subjects we can use had been. And there is no subject verb agreement rule. There is no subject verb agreement rule. While using had been, we can use all the subjects. And now let's talk about its uses. And basically, while speaking, mostly people, mostly this tense is not used. Rather than using this sentence, this tense, people prefer or people use the past continuous tense. Yeah, most probably this tense is not used by people while speaking. Rather than using this tense or this aspect, people use the past continuous tense for kind of information. But we have to understand clearly, so that we could communicate very effectively and very nicely while talking to people and while writing in writing. So let's talk about its uses. Talking about its uses, we use this. How people use this? Basically, uses, it means in which context. when, where. How can we use this tense, and how can people use this tense? This is all about its uses. We talk here. Talking about its uses, see, A. An action or habit taking place. An action or habit taking place over a period of time. Over a period of time in the past. In the past, over a period of time. It means a duration. You know, a duration. Prior to some other past event. Before happening past event or time. Before happening something, it took place in the past, or it was a duration. It was a duration before happening something, or before happening something, it took place in the past. It took place in the past to show a duration. Just see, let's understand through this example. Carol had been working hard. Carol, a person, had been working hard. So her doctor. So her doctor. You see, it was a duration. Carol. It was a duration. Carol had been. It's her name. Carol had been working hard. So her doctor told her to take a vacation. Carol had been working hard. In the past, Carol had been working. It was a duration. So, because of that, her doctor told her to take a vacation. It happened. This one happened before this one happening. Before this one happening, this one happened. In such a situation, we can use the past perfect continuous tense. And another use is a past action. A past action in progress. A past action in progress. A past action in progress, it means the past action was going on. The past action was going on, that interrupted, that was disturbed, that was interrupted, that was stopped by a more recent past action. There was an action in the past which was in progress, which had been going on, and the action which had been going on was interrupted, was disturbed, was stopped by another action. At that time, we can use the past perfect continuous tense. Let's understand through this example. We had been planning to visit a new place. We had been planning to visit a new place. We had been planning, but changed our minds. We changed our minds after receiving the news. Maybe the news was shocking. Maybe the news was terrifying. The news was, something disturbing. Because of the news, after receiving the news, we changed our mind. We changed our mind. We had been planning to visit a new place, but in that duration, we had been planning. But in that duration, we got the news. Because of the news, we changed our minds. So this is how we can use the past perfect continuous tense. And another one is an ongoing past action or state that becomes satisfied. An ongoing, something which was going on, an ongoing or regular past action or state that becomes satisfied. That becomes satisfied when, how? By some other event. Some other event happened and something was going on, something or something, an ongoing past action that or state that becomes satisfied when, how? By some other event. By some other event. Let's understand by this example. I had been wanting to see that movie. I had been desiring to see that movie. So I was pleased. I got happy. I got pleased when I got the ticket. When I got the ticket, I got pleased. I got happy. I had been wanting to see that movie because I had been desiring. It was my burning desire. When I got the ticket, I got satisfied or I got happy. And this is how in ongoing. This one is ongoing. Then this one is ongoing. This one is an ongoing past action. Ongoing past action, and this becomes satisfied. This becomes satisfied by some other event. This one is some other event. And then another one is a repeated action in the past perfect can sometimes be expressed as a continuous action, or repeated action in the past can, or repeated action in the past. See, he had tried 5 times. It was a repeated action. See, 5 times to get her on the phone. He had tried 5 times to get her on the phone. It was a repeated action in the past perfect. He had tried, had plus verb 3, and can sometimes be expressed as a continuous action. Sometimes can sometimes be expressed as a continuous action. See, he was trying to get her on the phone by the past perfect continuous. See, he had been trying to get her on the phone. It means a repeated action in the past which can be expressed is a continuous action. The action was 5 times. See, it means it was continuous. Is a continuous action. This one was a continuous action. Can be expressed through this tense. Can be expressed through this tense. He had been trying to get her on the phone, or like this way we can express he was trying to get her on the phone. So this is how we can use the past perfect continuous tense or progressive tense. Talking about this tense, basically or mostly people use, instead of using this tense, people prefer using the past continuous tense, because talking about the meaning, almost same. I'm not saying exactly same, but almost same, because if we use the past continuous tense instead of using this one, people can easily understand while speaking, but while writing we have to be crystal clear. We have to use this tense whenever we have to use this tense. So this much for today, and we'll talk about other aspects in our coming classes. Thank you so much. See you soon.